The air crackled with anticipation inside the American Airlines Center. Game 4 of the Mavericks Timberwolves series was about to tip off. Dallas, leading 2-1, could smell the second round. Minnesota, their backs against the wall, was playing for their season. The roar of the crowd was deafening. Every possession, every basket, every call felt like a championship game. The energy was palpable from the opening tip. Both teams played with a sense of urgency, knowing the importance of this pivotal matchup. The Mavericks, fueled by their home crowd, came out firing, determined to take a commanding series lead. Minnesota, however, showed resilience. They weathered the initial storm, refusing to let the game slip away early. Luka Doncic, the Mavericks' maestro, orchestrated the offense with his usual brilliance. He carved up the defense with his passing, creating open shots for his teammates. Kyrie Irving, Doncic's co-star, provided the scoring punch, hitting tough shots and keeping the Timberwolves' defense honest. Minnesota countered with their own star power. Anthony Edwards, oozing confidence, attacked the basket relentlessly. He was a one-man highlight reel, electrifying the crowd with his athleticism. The first half was a back-and-forth affair, a slugfest between two evenly matched teams. Neither team could gain a significant advantage, as the lead changed hands multiple times. The tension in the arena was thick enough to cut with a knife. The crowd, hanging on every play, erupted with every basket, every turnover, every foul call. It was playoff basketball at its finest. The second half continued in much the same way, with both teams trading blows. Doncic, playing through visible frustration from the Timberwolves' physical defense, still managed to stuff the stat sheet. His ability to control the pace and find his teammates in tight spaces kept the Mavericks afloat. Edwards, meanwhile, put on a show for the national audience. He fearlessly attacked the rim, drawing fouls and finishing through contact. His performance was a statement, announcing his arrival as a bona fide superstar in the league. However, this game wasn't just about the stars. Role players on both sides stepped up and made crucial contributions. For the Mavericks, it was Maxi Kleber who provided a much-needed spark off the bench. His three-point shooting stretched the defense and created driving lanes for Doncic and Irving. For the Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels answered the call. His defensive intensity and timely baskets were crucial in keeping Minnesota within striking distance. He showcased his versatility on both ends of the floor, proving to be a valuable asset for his team. As the clock ticked down, the intensity in the arena reached a fever pitch. Every loose ball was a battle, every rebound a war. The lead changed hands multiple times in the final minutes, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. With the game hanging in the balance, the stars aligned for a showdown. Coach Jason Kidd of the Mavericks and Coach Chris Finch of the Timberwolves engaged in a fascinating chess match throughout the game. Kidd, known for his defensive schemes, threw different looks at Edwards, trying to slow down the young star. He employed a mix of double teams, traps, and physicality, aiming to disrupt Edwards' rhythm and force the ball out of his hands. Finch, on the other hand, made crucial adjustments to counter the Mavericks' defensive strategy. He instructed his players to move the ball quickly, forcing the defense to rotate and creating open shots for their shooters. He also emphasized attacking the offensive glass, generating second-chance opportunities, and keeping the pressure on the Mavericks. The strategic battle between the two coaches was just as captivating as the action on the court. Every timeout was an opportunity to make crucial adjustments, to exploit mismatches, and to gain an advantage. Both Kidd and Finch showcased their tactical acumen, constantly adapting to the flow of the game and making the necessary changes to put their teams in a position to win. In the end, it was Kidd who made the key adjustment down the stretch. He switched to a zone defense, a gamble that paid off handsomely. The Timberwolves, used to seeing man-to-man coverage, looked confused and out of sync. Their offense sputtered, and the Mavericks capitalized, going on a crucial run to close out the game. The Mavericks' victory in Game 4 was a significant moment in the series. It gave them a commanding 3-1 lead, pushing the Timberwolves to the brink of elimination. The win also seemed to swing the momentum firmly in their favor. They had rediscovered their defensive identity, and their offense, while not always fluid, found enough ways to score. The Timberwolves, on the other hand, were left with more questions than answers. Edwards was sensational, but he couldn't do it alone. They needed more from their supporting cast, especially with the series shifting back to Minnesota. The pressure was now squarely on them to extend the series and force a Game 6. Game 5 promised to be a dogfight. The Timberwolves, playing on their home court, would be desperate to keep their season alive. They would need a Herculean effort from Edwards, along with significant contributions from their role players, to overcome the Mavericks' defense and even the series. The Mavericks, meanwhile, would look to close out the series and avoid giving the Timberwolves any hope of a comeback. They knew that a win in Game 5 would send a message to the rest of the Western Conference that they were a force to be reckoned with. The stage was set for a thrilling conclusion to what had already been a captivating series.